The absolute worst thing to see on your screen mid-flight when flying your drone is this: aircraft not connected to RC. Don't. 1 minute, you are looking at the video live streaming on your remote, and the next, nothing. It goes white. When this happened to me, I just stared at the screen with this message and started to panic. But not all is lost. Let me show you some helpful features DJI included to help you get your drone back. First, the screen will automatically switch to Find My Drone. It says this right at the top. Second, on this screen is a blue dot, that's you, and a red arrow. That's the drone's last known location. The blue dot has a little arrow that indicates which way the remote, and thus you, are pointing. Point that towards the red arrow and start walking. You should be headed towards the drone now. This assumes your drone crashed at this spot or is hovering, waiting for you to get close enough to reconnect. Your remote also gives you exact GPS coordinates you can put into Apple or Google Maps. Right next to the GPS is a missing duration timer. It is helpful if you know how much battery life you had left on your drone before losing contact, because this gives you an estimate of the time you have to find your drone before it runs out of battery. If it's hovering, it will force land when battery runs low, and it may land in water. If you get close enough, your remote will reconnect, and when it does, you will hear a beep on your remote, and the missing duration timer will reset. Listen for it again. So, hurry your ass up and start heading towards it right away. You want to get near it before it goes completely dead and then silent. If you cannot hear your drone in the air, it's gone down. Once you are close, and even better if your remote beeped, click the start flashing and beeping message on your remote screen. Do you hear it? And that beep, my friends, was my drone telling my remote it was shutting down because of low battery. At least I heard my drone beeping, so I knew it was not in the river, but was it in a tree? I noticed, however, that the red arrows, my drone's location, had also been updated when my remote reconnected. So I continued to walk towards the new position. And thank goodness didn't run into any bears or cougars or pissed off moose. It took some looking around, but I found my DJI drone in the snow. I was very, very lucky. It could have gone in the river or been stuck in a tree, but the homing beacon map and flashing saved me. Here's the thing though. What exactly happened to my drone to cause it to end up in the snow on the opposite side of the river I was flying over and last saw on my remote screen? A lesson I learned in this is to always record while flying. That way, if something happens and you get your drone back, you can check the footage that never made it to the remote. Here's what my remote recorded. You can see why I thought my DJI drone may have ended up in the river. So no crash on the remote. Now let's see what the drone memory card recorded. The drone took a hard right, flying sideways until it hit a tree and then it tumbled into the snow.
We got a Black Hawk down, we got a Black Hawk down.
Another cool feature DJI has, a flight recorder. From the main screen, click Profile, then click Menu, then click on the flight you want to review, and press the play button. You can fast forward, scroll around, and zoom into what you want to rewatch. What I like about this is you can turn on stick inputs and it shows system messages as well. You see those messages that popped up? These same messages appeared on my remote screen, but I ignored them. Yeah, whoops. Weak signal, adjust antenna. And image transmission signal may be blocked. Position remote controller to face aircraft and adjust antennas for optimal signal strength or fly at higher altitude. First off, who the hell is not facing their aircraft when flying? Are people just wandering around looking in the sky saying, oh, where could you be? And second, there ain't no antennas. So there are only two things to remember. If you see these messages, immediately let go of the sticks and wait, or only use left up to gain altitude. In playback, push this icon to see the sticks. As you'll see, I did go for max altitude gain, but I also tried to bank right because I knew trees were on my left side. Unfortunately, my drone lost signal right when I did this. And then it continued to carry out my last input, so it continued on banking right until, in my case, it hit a tree, which is still better than it flying away, I suppose. I believe the DJI flyaways you hear about are caused by exactly this. It loses contact while the last input was telling the drone to fly further away, and it never reconnects, so it keeps going. I'm just lucky my drone crashed without damage, and I was able to retrieve it so I could fly another day. Thanks for watching and good luck.